An all-out war may be happening soon for the Judgment Day, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out big developments for Alexa Bliss, the Wyatts, and more. Starting things off, everything related to the Judgment Day, because things are really starting to pick up there, and there's some things here that fans are a bit confused about. So after Rhea Ripley won the title from Liv Morgan on January 6th, there was a big post-match moment of Dominik Mysterio getting in the ring and offering a hug to Rhea Ripley. Now, this was long after the match had ended, so it wasn't like Dominik was quietly trying to help Liv by causing a distraction with the hug offer or anything like that. The match was long over and already decided before he offered this hug to Rhea Ripley. So as a move for the character to do, it is a bit confusing because Dominik turned on Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam and has been madly in love with Liv Morgan ever since. And there was no real tension between Liv Morgan and Dominik heading into the January 6th match. So why does he automatically try to leave Liv's side the second she loses the title? That part, at least in this moment of time, is a bit hard to understand. Because let's say, hypothetically speaking, during the post-match moment on January 6th, Rhea Ripley does accept the hug and forgives Dominik on the spot. What was his game plan? He would just leave Liv Morgan on the spot like that? It's not like Dominik helped Rhea Ripley win the title, because that would have helped make a bit more sense out of the situation. But Dominik does everything he can to assist Liv Morgan in the match, but then wants to make up to Rhea Ripley at the end of the match. It was just very confusing. That hug attempt from Dominik to Rhea just really threw a wrench in the whole flow of the story. If they don't give a proper explanation for that action by Dominik, we can just chuck that moment up as Dominik just being sleazy. And maybe it's meant to signify that Dominik is just playing with both girls' hearts. It's hard to say. But we get to the January 13th edition of Raw, and it looks like we see a tiny explanation of why Dominik offered that hug to Rhea Ripley. And that's because they wanted to start some tension between Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio. While Finn and Liv Morgan were discussing things with the Judgment Day, Dominik Mysterio walks in with some flowers to ask Liv Morgan for forgiveness for everything related to offering that hug to Rhea Ripley. Dominik's only explanation was that it wasn't what it seemed like. Liv Morgan takes the flowers and says she's not mad, but it clearly seems like she's a bit upset. Liv Morgan starts barking orders at Dominik Mysterio to get hers and Raquel's bags out of the car, and to have the valet ready for them as well. Liv Morgan smiles and grabs Dominik Mysterio's face before throwing the flowers at Carlito to hold. After Liv Morgan leaves the room, Dominik Mysterio says Liv does not seem mad at all, but it feels like Dominik may be wrong here. Liv Morgan definitely seems upset and bothered with Dominik Mysterio. Maybe it's because of the hug offer to Rhea Ripley, maybe it's a combination of many things, but clearly Liv and Dominik's relationship is not what it once was when she was champion. They went from being this super in love couple to now Liv Morgan appearing to gaslight Dominik Mysterio and get him to just run all these errands for her. This segment also makes it look like Liv and Dominik haven't spoken to each other since last week's Raw, but throughout the week, Liv Morgan was still posting about Dominik on her pages. So unless Liv Morgan is just gaslighting even the fans about her relationship with Dominik, that is a bit confusing as well. Why post about Dominik all throughout the week if she was upset with him? Maybe that was just to keep Dominik Mysterio in place and make him think everything is fine. But clearly everything is not fine, and Dominik looks like he's about to become a lapdog and a plaything for Liv Morgan in the coming weeks here. Unless Dominik Mysterio does something drastic here to help Liv Morgan, like get her a title rematch or even another shot at the tag team titles, it looks like things will only get worse for him and Liv, unless he does something like that for her. And this was always a longtime fan theory for Liv Morgan and Dominik. Everyone was always wondering what Liv and Dominik's relationship with each other would look like post-championship and after the feud with Rhea Ripley. Was Liv Morgan never really in love with Dominik Mysterio and was just using him as a pawn to really mess with Rhea Ripley this whole entire time? And now that the feud is over and the title is gone, Liv Morgan does not see any real use of keeping Dominik Mysterio around anymore. So that's why she's turning him into this errand runner until she fully gets rid of him. It's been a long time theory, and it makes you wonder if that's what's happening right now. Could Liv truly be all out on Dominik Mysterio because of those different reasons? Some fans are keeping a close eye on Raquel Rodriguez as well. Another longtime Judgment Day theory was that the little love triangle amongst Liv, Dominik, and Raquel would eventually boil into something big as well. You have Raquel as the bodyguard and the best friend to Liv Morgan, so she always wants to be around Liv. But you also have Dominik as the boyfriend, so he always wants to be around her as well. So how would Liv balance her time between the two of them? That's always been a big question. But fans are thinking the big twist there with that triangle is that Raquel Rodriguez could be Dominik's next secret love interest. If they're using that hug attempt on Rhea Ripley as a way of presenting Dominik Mysterio to be slimy and untrustworthy, and really keep him in that character light, what if one of the reveals is that Dominik and Raquel have been sneaking around with each other in recent weeks, right under Liv's nose? It's a storyline that really feels like a soap opera, but it could really work here and be this insane twist for Liv and Dominik's end. Dominik and Raquel are tired of hiding their relationship, and they just bring it to the spotlight right in front of Liv. Liv is thinking she got the upper hand and is gaslighting Dominik Mysterio to run all her errands for her. But the trick up Dominik's sleeve is that he's been with Raquel Rodriguez for a while now. That's something that fans are discussing, and it could honestly work and be really interesting. So you have all this tension between Liv Morgan and Dominik that appears ready to implode, but just the entire faction in general appears to be on the verge of imploding. Finn Balor once again lost a big singles match to Damian Priest with the street fight, and it just feels like nothing is going right for the Judgment Day anymore in current day. They went from being champions and all being on the same page to now losing all their titles and everyone having some sort of tension with each other. So unless they can really get things back on track, what does this mean for the Judgment Day if they continue to just be all over the place and not really united as one? The end could be coming for the entire group. Now let's get into some little teasers for Alexa Bliss and some new things related to the Wyatts. Alexa Bliss took to her social media to question fans on if she should add the color pink back to her hair or not. Nearly all the fans said yes, because of how iconic the pink hair is to Alexa, and especially to her WWE presentation as well. The Alexa Bliss WWE character has always been seen with pink-tipped hair, dating all the way back to 2016-2017. So seeing Alexa Bliss without it would be strange. But if she's making her decision based off what fans say, it looks like it'll be coming back because everyone in the comments was saying yes. There's a lot of hype surrounding Alexa's return right now, so the fact that she's about to put the color back in her hair is being used as even more fuel to hype up her return. Alexa also took over her IG story to post some lyrics based off Frank Sinatra's hit, My Way, and fans were a bit curious on if this was another subtle return hint from Alexa. As far as things go with the Wyatt Sicks, the January 13th edition of Raw revealed that Howdy and the entire group got traded to Smackdown. The group being traded to Smackdown just put an abrupt end to that feud with the Final Testament. But as many fans pointed out, this WWE transfer window is still open, so maybe Karrion Kross will still pay a visit to SmackDown to wrap things up with the Wyatts. Or who knows, maybe he even tries to get this whole group traded to SmackDown to follow the Wyatts as well. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.